Hi, so this is just going to be a quick introduction on how to use NGXRA and some of the features. So when you come to our site, the ngxra.nexgenx.org, you'll log in with your credentials. And in here, this is the classic user interface. This is fine. However, I prefer the more modern one with the dark view. So I'll show you real quick how to change that. So first things, you're going to go up to this diamond in the top right corner and click on that. And I like to move these taskbars to the top right here. And then and that moved them up here. So instead of big icons taking up the left side of your screen, you just have the names of what everything is. You'll then click on the diamond again, and you'll hit these 4 screens. The 4 screens will give you the option to choose the modern user interface. Not much difference there, just a little bit cleaner to look at. And then the last option is I like to turn on dark mode. It's easier on my eyes, my old eyes. So from there, we want to look at how you connect to your machines, right? So we're going to use my laptop as as our guinea pig, right? So you can either left click on this or right click on it. If you choose right click, you can choose any of the features that you want to be able to click. So I'll just choose desktop, and it automatically tries to log in with the desktop. So we will send the Control-Alt-Delete to this right now, and then I'll log in. And in here is the computer. So this is a small view. So we have it's a little window inside of NGXRA inside the browser, right? So you can expand this, and now you have it full screen in the browser. But if you want it to just basically take up your entire screen, you can close out of that. You can hold down the shift key and hit these arrows, and now even the browser part is gone, right? So you can see it here. You can hit the X here to drop back out of it. You can send commands via this command function, because if you just try to hit like Control-Delete to pass that through to the computer, the Control-Delete is going to go to your computer and not this remote computer, and you're just going to lock your computer. So this is just a pass through for certain key functions that you may want to use. Another option that you can do is, by default, when you disconnect, it does not lock the computer. So what you can do is you can, each time you can hit the down arrow and choose disconnect on lock. But if you just want that to be the standard, every time you disconnect, it locks the computer, you come over here to settings. In settings, you will check this box here, lock on disconnect. Now, every time you disconnect, it will automatically lock the computer. The next thing that we're going to look at is opening up multiple tabs. So you can hold down the shift key and right click and choose desktop, and it opens up an entirely new tab, right? So you can bring that here, put it right next to your other tab, and now you still are back at your dashboard and you have your tab. You can connect, and you can do this as many times as you want, right? So you can connect to different machines, you can connect to the same machine, and it does not matter. So I was not, hold down shift, right click, desktop. I let go of shift too early, but you can be connected to 50 machines at the same time, no big deal. What else? Let's go ahead and go back to the computer and look at our options, right? So we got desktop. You can ask for consent when connecting this to the computer if you haven't already. And the end user will get a pop-up on their screen saying that you're wanting consent to get onto their computer, and they can either approve or deny it. We have terminal, and same thing with terminal. We have options of how you want to connect to that terminal. So you can connect to user shell, admin PowerShell, user PowerShell. You can SSH in, and you have access to the file structure too. So you can just remote into and get to any files that may be on the computer, and you can either download any file that's on that computer onto the computer you're remoting in from, or you can upload files onto that computer. And so if we go back to our interface here and we look at these computers, so we'll look at my laptop again, and anyone who has access to this computer as a shared computer has access to these notes. So these are shared notes for anyone who has access to this computer. And now if you want shared notes but only want certain people to have access to the shared notes, we can configure that as well. But right now, by default, everyone has access to the notes for that computer, and they're always shared. So if you have shared credentials for, let's say it's an accounting computer, and you want everyone who has access to that computer to have access to those credentials, you can save them in there. And then up here where your user profile is, you can go up here, and these are your personal notes. So no one has access to these personal notes, not us, not any admins. Only you have access to these notes. And then I think that is it. Like I said, so you can left click on it and you can have access to all of these here. But what I like to do instead, just to make it easy, is I like to right click it and just go right to the desktop, and it automatically logs in. And then I can send the Control-Delete and give me the login option. And I'm in. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching the video, and be on the lookout for more video tutorials in the future.